All right. Yes, yes. And now we're live. Back with Bruce, my good friend, my mentor, and you're bringing something very, very important to the Hampton Roads area. Tell us a little bit about this mix of the arts and history and how it's all happening.
Well, it's a play being done with the Virginia Stage Company and the Norfolk State University Theater Arts Group, the Arts Department. It's called the Parchman Hour. And it's a play about the 61 freedom riders who hopped on the buses, and both white and black, to challenge the laws that were in the South against riding in buses, and integrated buses, integrating the bus stations. Even though it was federal law that you couldn't segregate, down in the Deep South, it was law that they didn't allow people to do that. And in fact, they allowed in the balance, the buses were burned, and they were thrown in jail. And the jail they were thrown in was called the Parchman Penitentiary. And while they were in jail to keep their spirits up, they were doing songs and stories and preaching sermons and telling jokes. And it was back then, back in the 60s, they had these things like the Ted Mack Hour and whatnot. They called it the Parchman Hour, like a variety show. It was basically done mostly by women, but the play has extended it so it's done by men and women, and they play different parts. But the parts they play indicate the 60s. It's Stokely Carmichael is portrayed, James Farmer, John is portrayed in this, and John Lewis, excuse me, and they're portrayed as having been freedom riders and what they went through. And it's a roller coaster.
Okay. So I'm looking at this scene here. Are these students from Norfolk State, or are these members of the Virginia Stage Company?
Combination of both.
Oh.
The greatest voices were there from Norfolk State. Several of them I saw in the Wiz production, and several of them are actors with Virginia Stage Company, and they put together an ensemble that is unstoppable. The young man over in the corner, you see in the back there, he plays John Lewis, and then there's another young man who plays James Farmer. And in fact, I had him with me at the Tidewater Baptist Ministers Conference today at their meeting, and he sang one of the songs that blew the place up.
Okay, okay. So I'm seeing an old clipping now from a newspaper, and it looks like that's Dr. King in a photo. What is this about?
Well, see, this is a training session being done for the Freedom Riders. This is where this story gets local. The fellow who's on the far left is Len Holtz. He's an attorney, and at the time he was an attorney who was in practice with Joe Jordan. They had a law firm, and he went down to train the freedom fighters how to do nonviolence, what their laws were, what they could do, how to present themselves when they were arrested, because the object was they wanted to be arrested. They wanted to bring attention to this so that the government, the U.S. government, would have to respond. But they risked their lives to do it. And he was one of the teachers, and they ran Mr. Jordan and them out of business in Norfolk.
Wow, wow, wow. So, okay, so he's local, and this is Dr. King, right?
Yes.
Do we know who these gentlemen are?
They're freedom riders. I don't think they're listed here. They're in a home down in Montgomery, Alabama, and that's where they held up to be able to gather themselves before they went to Jackson, Mississippi. That's where they were stopped. Ultimately, they were going to try to go all the way to Louisiana, New Orleans. And what they've done here is in depicting the violence, they use this girl here, this young lady, to indicate a child is playing, and she's just playing. This case, she's playing like she's Cowboys Indians thing.
Right, right.
But they use that as a metaphor for when they blow the bus up, and she's knocked back by the explosion, of which one of the riders stumbles up and falls in front of her. And as she's trying to help him, her father comes to smack her in the head. By the end of the show, a different situation occurs.
Interesting, interesting, interesting. All right, so, why would I bring my youth group to see this?
Most importantly, this is an age and time where most of our teenagers now, even our millennials, and even our older folks, don't even know who the Freedom Riders were, what they did, and what it meant to be in a segregated South, to be in an integrated to drive into a city where they're waiting for you with clubs and sticks, and they've been given the authority to even kill you and not be prosecuted, all because you rode a bus and with other people and got out and went to a restroom that wasn't colored and wasn't white.
Wow, 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 wow. These pictures are really captivating. I mean, I'm looking at this picture and it looks like everyone is kind of working together, but it also looks like they're facing adversity. I see him pointing his hand up. It looks like he's preaching, and these kind of have a really stoic look, like they're really just facing a lot of adversity. Is it a challenging play to watch?
Oh, it is. It's a, like I said, it's an emotional roller coaster. They'll crack mama jokes. They'll be singing folk songs. They strip. They talk about all the horrors that were done to them. The cattle prods that were used on them. The fact that they had to be naked and get washed down and inspected. They go through ups and downs, through adversity, because they were in the Parchman Penitentiary for weeks on a time. And so it was like a quick ride.
Right.
That's John Lewis.
So this guy,
beaten.
Wow.
He portrays John Lewis. And you also have the dichotomy between Stokely Carmichael, who's talking the preamble to violence, and John Lewis and Jen Farr would talk about nonviolence and Mahatma Gandhi, and you got that dynamic going on. And then what happens is during the play, the different actors play different roles. So you have one young lady who in 1 minute is one of the prisoners, and next minute she's playing Bobby Kennedy. And behind this, they're showing the photographs from the 60s. And you see the photographs of the buses, you see the photographs of the burning, you see the photographs of all the back in the 60s days. And for young people, this is like foreign world for them. But they need to know that what was then is not what they see now. And what people went through then is that they're able to do the things they do now. And
All right.
Go ahead.
I'm just kind of blown away by the visuals here. This looks really captivating. It sounds like it's a really great story. How's the music?
The music is awesome. I mean, what really makes this musical play work is the intersperse between songs of hope, songs of despair. That's a scene. It's a fight scene. In this particular thing, the guards have ordered one of the prisoners to exact pain on one of the other prisoners who was one of the Freedom Riders.
Wow.
And so
those things actually happened?
They actually happened. These were taken from actual accounts. In fact, there are Freedom Riders in our community. There was one, Reverend Lou, who's 92, was down south and talked today about a young man who was with them. There was a white young man who was down there because of love and got his throat cut.
Wow.
Yeah. And then also, they had one piece in there, there's a whipping piece, and who they whip is a black person that lived in the area, local, and they exacted more pain on him and on some of the white riders than they did on the others.
Yeah, these visuals are just blowing me away.
You are talking about, and what Mike Wiley did when he did this play, he said, look, the people of today have a short attention span. And if you try to preach, you lose them. So he goes from high moments to low moments, almost like a roller coaster throughout the play. There'll be times when you'll laugh, and times when you're quiet, and times when you reflect, and times when you're almost ready to cry.
Wow.
When you leave the theater, you're gonna feel a power that you didn't expect. It's a transformative performing arts presentation. These young ladies are in the process of singing a song.
Oh,
if I had a hammer is what they're singing, but it ain't like you heard before.
I was hoping this was part of the strip scenes.
No, this is a routine song. They've already stripped it, you can see.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to have to go see the movie, the play now. Yeah, I can be bad. Oh, wow. This is
singing,
captivating.
the singing is off the chain. You've got some great voices here. You've got some depictions. It's an ensemble that is talented beyond belief. It's an awesome play. And it's a relevant play because they also tie it to what's been going on now.
How so?
Well, in the closing, I don't want to give it all away, but in the closing, they make very strong identity with those with Black Lives Matter and White Martyr, our latest White Martyr.
Interesting.
In fact, I believe on the Thursday show, November 2nd, the mother of the young lady who was killed in Charlottesville will be at the performance and have a discussion period after it.
Good stuff. All right. Well, we're speaking with you. and how are you involved in this, Bruce?
I've been asked to be marketing consultant. They wanted to make sure with this play that the African American community got a chance to know it and see it and participate in it. Because the theater company, under its new director, who, by the way, his dad was a civil rights lawyer. And when he was born, his dad was meeting with Stokely Carmichael.
Wow.
He did this production when he was down in Durham, and he was so moved, he wanted to do it here. And when he got here several months ago, he said, one of the things, I don't know what we're going to do yet, but one of the things we're definitely going to do is produce this play. He did. And so their feeling is that if support for productions like this, we'll get more of them like this. This is not what you call it, musical comedy.
Right.
It's musical, there's comedy, but this is performance with a point.
Okay.
So it's important when you're talking about this kind of genre, especially given the cooperation between the two theater groups, Norfolk State, which is award-winning now, stage company. It's an opportunity to get these kind of presentations. And if we show that they're not only relevant and competent and excellent performances, but that they're supported by both communities, we'll see more of them.
Ashe. All right. Well, I'm thank you that you are helping to bring this to the area. It definitely looks like something everybody should look at. My daughter, my wife, and my son are talking about it. My daughter loves theater. She's I call her Disney. She's really in the theater and performing arts. So I'm thinking that we're going to definitely check that out. And I'm looking forward to seeing you and your family there as well.
Oh, definitely. Well, my goal for this is to expose it. In fact, I just talked with our 200+ men. They're taking their scholars group on the 11th of November. And,
okay.
And because for teenagers, they need to see this because truly the rights and privileges they have, the opportunities they have, and some of which they take for granted were fought for by people who gave their lives for it. And they need to know that.
We should have led with that. All right, Bruce. Well, let's make sure we get some more young people.
Got to close strong, brother.
Ashe. All right, Bruce. We'll talk later.
All right, man.